The occupational therapist is seeing a 27-year-old female named Pat in an outpatient rehab center who recently just got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. She is a manager of a local gym and is a personal trainer and is in the process of training for her second triathlon.
Good morning, Pat. My name is Stacy. I'm going to be your occupational therapist. Is this a family member you've brought with you?
Yes, this is my mother, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. Thank you for coming. It's so important for Pat to have such a good support system. So, Pat, what's going on? How are you today?
I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start. It's good to hear, and let's start getting to know you a little bit more. I hear you're experiencing some rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah, but it's not so serious, so.
It is serious. I'm trying to get her to understand just how serious it really is.
Okay, well, RA for some can be kind of a difficult arthritis to deal with. Are you experiencing any pain?
Sometimes, probably it's just stiffness from working out and training. I am an active person, so.
So once again, this isn't something that she's experienced in the past, and I guess it's hard for her to understand that this has come up very recently, and it's hard to get used to for her.
Okay,
I guess.
Okay. Well, rheumatoid arthritis is different from your typical muscle soreness or stiffness after working out. So do you know what rheumatoid arthritis is exactly?
Well, I just see it as an arthritis, so stiffness here and there.
Okay, well, rheumatoid arthritis is a little bit more than just your typical stiffness and muscle soreness like I mentioned before. It's actually it's a body's immune system attacking the joints. So a person may experience this throughout your lifetime, and it's chronic. It's a chronic inflammatory disease that actually it's important to recognize the difference between typical RA and arthritis and just arthritis.
Inflammatory disease?
I didn't know RA had to do with the immune system. So, what is OT going to do for me then?
That's a great question. So as an occupational therapist, our goal together is to come up with what your goals are for yourself and to figure out exercise plans or treatment modalities that will help benefit you so that you don't feel the pain or the stiffness or muscle soreness that you're experiencing right now, and to hopefully for the future be able to decrease those symptoms as well.
Okay, I guess that sounds useful.
So tell me, what is your typical day like for you?
Well, as I had mentioned earlier, I am a manager at a gym, so my day begins around 5 a.m. I have to be at the gym around 6 to open, and I'm normally there until 8 p.m., but this is as long as I can find somebody to close my shift for me.
Which actually never happens, ever.
Okay. All right, I understand that. That's great. So, what type of things do you do at work? What is your...
Well, throughout the day, I am a manager, so again, I'm making sure everything runs smoothly. So I am always on my feet. I'm cleaning equipment, maybe moving equipment. Often I do train my own clients, and as I had mentioned, again, I am training for my triathlon, so that's what I normally do after work.
Okay, so it seems like you're very active at work, right?
Yeah, I'm on my feet a lot.
Okay, and you mentioned...
never gets a break.
Okay, and you mentioned that you plan to participate in this triathlon. When is that?
I do, yeah. It's about 2 months away.
Okay.
So.
And have you found it difficult training for the triathlon with this rheumatoid arthritis?
At times, yeah.
At times, okay. So that's understandable, and as I mentioned before, our goal is to help you find ways to cope with that pain that you might be experiencing, and basically keep as much as possible, keep your daily routine intact if possible. So is there anything that you would like, any questions that you'd like to ask?
So what am I going to be taught? Exercises?
Yes.
Okay. I already do my own exercises, and I am training for the triathlon, so...
Listen, you need to attend to this. You can't just do it all on your own. The exercises that you're used to doing is completely different from what the therapist will probably show you. So just take it in and listen.
Okay, yeah. There are certain exercises that you're going to want to avoid. You want to keep the stress on your joints as minimal as possible. So there are a lot of exercises, as you know, might put a lot of stress on those joints that are experiencing pain at that moment in time. So I'm going to walk you through those and teach you exercises that would be beneficial to help you.
Okay, well, I guess I can give it a go.
Okay, so since you have an extensive background in exercising too, this is what's really, really important about our relationship together is I want to give you exercises, I want to ask your opinions on them, especially because of your background. So if there's something that you don't understand why I'm giving it to you, ask me, I'll explain it, and I'm sure you'll have a better understanding as to why I'm giving it to you after the explanation.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I would like that.
Okay, great, I'm glad to hear that. Now, is there anything else that you'd like to go over before we start exercising
Well,
or start the therapy session?
Yeah, I'm honestly just afraid that this is going to take away from my position at work.
Okay, so what do you mean?
So, as you know, it's a recent diagnosis. Well, about a few weeks ago, I woke up and the pain was absolutely horrible. There was no way I could get out of bed and make it to work on time.
Okay, and what did you end up doing?
Tell her.
Well, I had to call my boss and explain to him what I was experiencing. And I told him it could have been due to the RA.
Okay, but he didn't care. Nope.
Well, I mean,
So he wasn't very
not
understandable?
exactly. Like, he told me I needed to go to work and open the gym regardless, and he said there was nothing he could do and that it was part of my position of being a manager. So I'm just worried that this is going to happen again.
Okay, well, if it's necessary, I can definitely speak to your boss for you, whether it's through a simple phone call, or I can write him a letter and, basically get him, inform him on this, that it's not just a, simple pain here and there. It's an actual inflammatory disease that you need to deal with.
Yeah, I think starting out with a letter will help, and, I think seeing how he reacts will be a good way to start.
Okay, so I'm happy to do that. I will write a letter right away before the end of our session today, and actually I'll give that to you. And if he doesn't, respond with that, I'll follow up with the phone call. Okay?
Great, thank you.
All right, not a problem. Like I said, we're all in this together. Do you finally understand what the RA is and why it's important for you to be here?
I have a better understanding.
Okay, great. So do you have any questions regarding this before we start moving forward with our session?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, it was great meeting you
It
guys.
was nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I
Take
appreciate
care.
it.